Well, coming up later, there's the Tiger. That took 3 hours for him to do that hair today. Richard Evert has another title chance for the vacant Commonwealth Super Featherweight against Mick O'Malley from Australia. Back at ringside, Spencer McCracken has a title fight of his own on his hands against Peter Malinga, the strong South African.
Ball is 10 seconds.
Let's go.
Round 4, and Roy Francis wants the corner men to get out quicker in Malinga's. Spencer McCracken in the blue trunks from Birmingham. His Birmingham faithful to cheer him all the way here, but he's got a tough task against Peter Malinga in the white and black from South Africa. Won 24 of 29, Malinga, and he's operated in world class, unlike McCracken. Had a thriller with Nars Sheepers earlier this year. It's a 5th round win over Jeff McCreesh. He's been to Italy, where he knocked out Alessandro Duran.
But Malinga's reaching and stretching with the punches in this round, and that's good news. He's not marching right in front of McCracken. So the previous round, maybe just give him something to think about. Maybe I've spoken too soon. But he was reaching and his punches were falling short then. Not quite the school bully look about him in this round.
Roy Francis just warning them to pull out. They're getting tangled up a little in there. Malinga gets back to that jab. Looking for the uppercuts inside. Nice right hand from Spencer McCracken. But does he want to trade with him?
There's no choice, Adam. I mean, what was he going to do? He can't start circling the ring, winning nothing. He wants to win a title here. He doesn't want to go the distance. He wants to win it. And this is what he's going to have to do. But and he doesn't mind this. He's not a fellow who worries about hard night's work. And he's giving as good as he's getting this round. He's made Malinga miss a lot in the first half of the round or so. And he keeps his own power. He's landed another low punch himself. Not a lot in this round so far.
McCracken again catches Malinga with the right hand. That looks to be his most effective punch so far.
Yeah, but the good news is he's pushing Malinga back. And that is probably the biggest thing towards getting the job done. Get this fellow on his back foot. Take some of that power away from him.
Another good combination going in from McCracken. Better stuff from him here in round 3 for...
This is good stuff, Adam. Malinga not quite so keen, just marching in now.
Well, McCracken hits him with a couple as the bell goes, and let's see how his brother Robert is seeing things back in the studio.
Yeah, Spencer's doing the right thing now. He's backing Malinga up. He was backing off the first 2 rounds, which he can't afford to do because this fella looks heavy-handed. But if he can walk Malinga down, he's in with a great chance in the later rounds, but obviously he's a dangerous opponent.
Thank you very much, Robert. Back at ringside, there's a cut on the left eye of Peter Malinga, which they're working on in the other corner. Norman Talabani just tightening that up with the adrenaline. Doesn't look too bad at the moment.
Second round, round 5.
5th round of the IBO welterweight title between Spencer McCracken in the blue trunks and Peter Malinga in the white and black. Malinga from South Africa arrived on Monday. The camp is very confident. but that blood streams now from his left eye, and that will give McCracken some encouragement. Do you think it was those right hands?
Yep, there hasn't been any dangerous head work. The referee hasn't spoken to anybody. But I tell you, quite a lot of evenly matched fights come down to who wants it most. And I can't see McCracken being found lacking in that department. Malinga, not the smooth operator he looked in the first couple of rounds. McCracken getting a little bit more room to work. He's getting his own punches home, and he's got that little split second now to get his chin out of harm's way, just the pace slowing slightly.
And Malinga dabbing at that eye, which looks like it's closing quite seriously now. McCracken knew this would be grueling. He knew it was a risk. But at the moment, he's hanging in there and catching Malinga with those right hands, which won't do anything to help that eye.
And so far in this round, Malinga hasn't been too accurate. His punches are falling short. He's throwing them from too far out now. That big change, and it's a change for the better in McCracken's work.
Fantastic right hand from Spencer McCracken. So much success from that shot. And Malinga just looked troubled. The blood is really pouring, and I wonder whether Roy Francis is going to have a look at it. Looks like it's inside the eye now as well, as Malinga comes back with some left hooks of his own. McCracken can't get careless.
Well, he's never been careless. He has a naturally good defence, but he's going to have to take chances here. This guy is right on top of him at the moment. But there's swelling on the eye as well, Malinga's eye, which could prove more troublesome than the cut. If that eye closes, then who knows, the referee may have to step in here.
Yes, that looks bad. Don't worry too much about the blood around McCracken's nose. Worry about that around Malinga's left eye. And Spencer McCracken looks like he's more comfortable now, trading with Malinga. Only been down once, McCracken, and that was to Paul Samuels in a fight many believed he won, but he wasn't given that decision, and he's been out in the cold. Malinga shows some defiance at the end of the 5th round. And Roy Francis having a look there at Peter Malinga's eye. Let's see how it happened, Jim.
Yeah, well, there you go, the right hand. Quite possible that's the punch that would cause it. Obviously, we can never say for definite. But they never saw any clashes of head. The referee hasn't had any complaints. So, yeah, another good round for McCracken. OK, Malinga come back in the last 20 seconds or so, but over the full 3 minutes, another good round's work for McCracken.
And Roy Francis having another close look at that eye. Norman Talabani working feverishly on it. They're putting the grease there. That's Jay Malinga, his dad. And that's worrying for the South African camp. Round 6 of this IBO welterweight title clash. Quite evenly matched, maybe McCracken pulling away a little now. There's your scorecard, Jim.
Yep, well, 2 rounds obviously to Malinga, but I think McCracken's been far busier the last 3 rounds because he's managed to get himself some room. He's pushing the other fellow back, and he really looks like he fancies the job. He's taking the solid shots. He hasn't troubled him. He probably reckons, right, fine, I can take his shots, let's get to work. And that's what's happened the last 3 rounds. He's got to work.
He's having a lot of success with the left jab and the right hand, Spencer McCracken. And again, the McCracken family seem to have had a bit of a curse on them as it comes to title fights, but this is a tremendous opportunity for Spencer to jump right up there in the welterweight rankings. 4th in Britain, about 53rd, we think, in the world, and Malinga's around about 17, so this will be a tremendous win if he can pull it off. We say if, because Malinga has always got that power.
McCracken's his jab is just out of range. He just has to step in a little bit. I know Malinga is pouncing, waiting to come back with the counters, but McCracken just needs to step in another couple of inches and get some power into these jabs. He's just flicking again. He obviously knows Malinga is trying to draw the jabs, come back with counters. Has to be careful, but just a little step in with the punches, that's it. See, when he moves in with the punches, then he can nullify the counters. When he stands off at arm's length and flicks the punches, he's in much more dangerous territory.
Again, Malinga, though, is still accurate with the jabs. And they look heavy, or heavier than McCracken's.
Yeah, the better quality punches. McCracken's punches have just been a little bit out of range here. I mean, you can't blame him, really. I mean, these thumps from Malinga, he's got natural power, naturally heavy hands. And there's nothing worse than a jab, really, you know, concussing you, catching you right full in the face. Really dents your confidence, and you can't blame McCracken for standing off at times. But he has to get his body. Well, this is dangerous stuff now. He's letting Malinga start to control the action now.
Looks to have slowed a little, McCracken. The legs a little bit leaden now, maybe.
See, when you're facing a physically strong opponent, it saps the energy because you're forcing everything. Everything is uphill. Even the good rounds are uphill, but that wasn't such a good round for Spencer.
As Spencer McCracken sits in his corner with the Lynch brothers. Backstage, Ensley Bingham. Ensley Bingo Bingham with a difficult fight tonight. He steps up to middleweight to take on Umpush McCambie, who came here twice to beat Adrian Dodson. What do you reckon, Jim, about that one?
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of Ensley Bingham. I think he's always been underrated, always been a top class, one of the old school pros. So I fancy him tonight, yep. I just hope he busies up a little bit more than normal. Sometimes he's a little bit lazy. I just hope he gives himself a kick up the backside right at the first bell tonight.
Second round, round 7.
Seventh round, and Spencer McCracken is slow out of his corner, and so is Peter Malinga. Roy Francis brings them together. Again, they touch gloves. There's a lot of respect between these two. McCracken, 30 years of age, from Birmingham. Malinga, 27, from South Africa.
Spencer's head a little bit stationary here at the start of the 7th round.
He's only had 2 weeks' notice for this, Spencer McCracken. He said he's been ticking over in the gym despite the inactivity. Only one workout in the last year. The points went over Peter Nightingale, but Malinga is starting to look stronger, and he's backed up McCracken in the corner, but McCracken came back with a good counter.
This is beginning to look like the earlier pattern, the one that we didn't like. Malinga just marching straight up into punching range again. I think he's going to take a point here. Last warning, the next one to go will be a point going. That's the last thing he wants. I've got it close at the moment. Got it level at the moment, as a matter of fact, so you don't want to start giving away rounds.
Blood again streams from the left eye of Peter Malinga, but his shots look like they've got more purpose than McCracken's.
So you can see the effect and the impact of Malinga's punches. McCracken has never really made an impression with his power on Malinga. Caught him a lot of good shots, but he's just come straight back at him.
And he's been there before, Peter Malinga. More experience. He's operated at a higher level. Again, McCracken finds the right hand, though. But Malinga seems to come back with more, although McCracken keeps his gloves up.
When Malinga lets the punches go, he really looks the boss. He looks so much more powerful than McCracken.
That right hand, though, on the eye.
Spencer looks now as though he's feeling the pace a little bit. His movements are a little bit wooden. He doesn't have the same spring in his legs that he had in earlier rounds. This is turning into a real grueling night's work for him. And he's taking the jabs spot on, full power. He's not riding them, he's not slipping them, he's not blocking them. He's taking them well, not trouble, but they're knocking his head back now, landing cleanly.
Just the sort of territory that Peter Malinga would want to draw Spencer McCracken into. Grueling war, as Jim said. Left hand from Peter Malinga, and that was a tremendous shot. Spencer McCracken's down. I don't know if he's going to make it. The count gets to 7. He looks out of the ring. He says he's okay. The bell saves him. My word, that was close. But the power of Peter Malinga got through there.
It added to the fact that Spencer is beginning to look just that little bit exhausted. He doesn't have a lot left. I don't know, the referee's gone over to speak to his corner. I don't know what his decision would have been. Bang, good right hand, and then that solid left hook. I mean, every punch this fellow throws has natural power behind it. I don't know if referee Francis would have let him continue, but the bell rang. He's over there now, so look at that, bang on the chin. I mean, 9 fighters out of 10 would not have beaten the count there, but a testimony to his heart and his courage. He's back up there.
Roy Francis just went over to him. He said he's fine, he's okay, but he'll need that minute to recover. Also, Francis goes to the other corner to check on the eye, but that seems to be holding up.
Second out, round 8.
8th round of this hard IBO welterweight title fight. What a tough job for Spencer McCracken from Birmingham. He's boxed well in stages, but he's been down, and Peter Malinga might now feel it's time to end things and really put the pressure on.
I'm worried the way the jabs are getting right through the guard now. See that boy, I don't know if the body punch, he pulled a face there as though the body punch just landed, but not the full force of it. But there's a kind of second look about McCracken here, and who can blame him? He's tired, doesn't have the power to match the other guys. Who would change places with him right now? I certainly wouldn't.
Comes back with jabs of his own though, McCracken, and is urged forward by his corner. Maybe one last stand.
This is what you just need, the power to discourage the other fellow. It's not, as I said, it's not a case of knocking him out, it's just bang him with something, give him something to think about. But Spencer hasn't been able to do that from the first bell. Good shot, still. Wonderful courage again. Gum shield out.
Yes, a little timeout, and McCracken could do with a breather. Roy Francis goes back with the gum shield. It will be washed out. McCracken gives a little look down to ringside here. I don't know how much he's got left, Jim.
We know how much courage he's got left. He's shown that already. But it's just, this is where you need that little bit of power. Just to turn things all the way around. I mean, Malinga's feeling the pace as well. I mean, he's obviously tired as well, but he just looks to be that bit stronger and more powerful all the way around. And the way his head's getting knocked back with the jabs is a little bit worrying.
Yes, right hand going over the top. Roy Francis having a good look. An uppercut goes in, but McCracken comes back. It's a tremendous effort. No knockdown. But the crowd are excited.
And it's a wonderful fight. It's a great performance McCracken's putting up here. Everything he's got, he's putting it on the line here.
Spencer, the crowd cheer here. Can he make their dreams come true and take home a belt? It'll be his first belt on the fringes so much of the British title division. Never got his opportunity. This is it. Can he overcome the rugged South African Peter Malinga? He's having a good go.
Yeah. He's got Malinga's body weight going back again. That is really what he needs, but it's so difficult now when he's so tired. a little burst, he just can't sustain it now. He doesn't have that deep condition that you need for this type of fight. Not enough notice, obviously.
Malinga whipping in uppercuts. But back comes McCracken, good left hand. Well, he's matching fire with fire a bit, Spencer McCracken. You've got to take your hat off to his bravery.
See, the big difference in that round, I thought the quality punches again coming from Malinga, but McCracken's volume and what he put into that round, for me, kept him in there. I've scored that round level, but again, the telling punches were coming from Malinga. But so much courage McCracken's shown here.
And the success there, more for McCracken. But
This is, as I said, actually, I think the quality was with the champion, but the quantity probably with McCracken. So a lot of McCracken's stuff was kind of scuffling punches. I scored the round even.
Roy Francis tells the South Africans to get out of the corner. Here we are in round 9. Spencer McCracken from Birmingham in the blue, making a tremendous effort to win his first title, the IBO welterweight version. It's vacant, but Peter Malinga wants to take it back to South Africa. His camp have said it's his last chance, Malinga, after his bad defeat earlier this year. And you've got him ahead by 2, Jim.
Yep, the knockdown obviously was a bad round for McCracken, but he's been in there in every round. I mean, he's never been dominated at any time, but this fellow's power, just that heavy hand that we keep speaking about. But again, McCracken's busy at the start of this round.
He was so close to quitting boxing, Spencer McCracken. He was talked back by a friend of his called Mark Convey, who he says made him make that decision to carry on. He manages a sports shop in Birmingham, but he wanted glory in the ring. Just didn't feel he'd had the chance, the rub of the dice. Can he make this come true tonight? It'd be a terrific story. Half of McCracken's story is his brother Robert waits for a world title opportunity, possibly against Keith Holmes.
Wonderful, actually, because this is not an easy opponent that he's chosen for his moment of glory. He's just been picked off a little bit with the jab here, but it's good news that Malinga doesn't seem to have the reserves of stamina to mount any big attacks, but that jab, he's just banging it through McCracken's guard. Yeah, but signs that Malinga is really feeling the pace as well. See, there's that jab again.
Again, the right hand. And it's been a bit messier and a bit wilder from the South African. Roy Francis has stopped boxing. There's a bit of water in Malinga's corner. And the blood again streams from his left eye. Roy Francis has another look at it. Not much landing from Malinga this round.
Yeah, but the trouble is McCracken's work is a little bit out of range as well. Malinga landed a lot of good solid jabs in the first minute and a half or so. But they're both feeling so tired now, neither is really producing top quality work.
Roy Francis again looks at that eye at the end of the ninth, and he's going over to the corner. Norman Talabani to work on it, but Roy Francis wants a look. He's having a close look at that eye, and he says it's okay. Spencer McCracken must fight on, and he'll be tired. But Malinga has been 12 rounds, 8 times. McCracken never. That's got to come into play in the last couple, Jim.
Yeah, we have to keep remembering he's not had an ideal preparation for the fight, McCracken. But I mean, what he's put into the fight already, he'll just keep doing this. I mean, he's really a never say die type of guy. He's giving everything he has every round. Just his punches in the previous round, I felt, were just falling a little bit short. They come into things in maybe the last minute or so. But every round torture at the moment for both guys. It's a real tough battle.
Well, 10th round, and again Malinga is slow to get off his stool because they want to work on that eye. Roy France is not happy. Now this is the round that Spencer McCracken had his best ever win when he knocked out Dennis Berry. A terrific stoppage back in April '97 for a British title eliminator. He never got that chance of fighting for the British title, but here he is trying for the IBO welterweight version. Good shots from Malinga,
yeah.
Good shots.
See, he still has the power, still has the strength. Spencer just can't match that power. He's not sustaining it, which is the good news.
He's backing off surprisingly.
See, he's feeling the pace as well. He can throw these powerful punches, he can't sustain attacks like that.
Only ever lost twice before, Spencer McCracken on points. Never been into this territory of a fight, never in this class. But he is standing off again, Malinga.
Yep, he's taking a breather, he's doing nothing here. He started the round so well.
Right hand, though, lands on McCracken's chin. He takes it, he's got a good chin, and comes back with a couple of his own. But they don't look as powerful, and Malinga's never looked in serious trouble, has he, Jim?
Yeah, that's it. See, nothing that McCracken has done has really made any impression on Malinga. He's done things that he wants to do at his own pace. A couple of rounds, McCracken forced him back at some good rounds, but he never really made a dent on the guy. And there now he started spearing that jab through again.
Hardened in the gym in Johannesburg, Peter Malinga. Starting to get through again. McCracken is not finished. So brave, Spencer McCracken. He knows this is his big chance. His boxing future may be on this fight. 2 kids at home. That's what he's fighting for at the moment.
Still putting up a tremendous battle, McCracken, but all the quality shots have come from Malinga. Just as I'm saying that, he brings out a lovely little burst.
Nice skills, and better when he's maybe at the centre of the ring, Spencer McCracken. But whether he got the round, I don't know. He looks tired now.
See, the problem is Spencer's forcing out the punches, but they're kind of scuffling punches. They're not real good quality clean shots, and too often in that round you actually saw his head being knocked back with real good punches at the start of the round, then towards the end of the round from Malinga. Really, there was a difference in quality there of the punching, just the natural power this guy has. And there you go, see, he's just spearing the jab right through the guard, and he looks in control. I mean, even when Spencer's having a good little burst, he never looks in control. He always looks like it's a back foot battle, you know.
Look at those punches thrown, nearly 1,200, fantastic stuff.
Well, the action's never stopped. I mean, there has never been a dull round in the fight. There's never been a dull minute in the fight.
A hard battle enters the last 6 minutes. Spencer McCracken from Birmingham in the blue trunks, Peter Malinga from South Africa in the black and white. Probably quite a bit ahead on the card, as you've got it, Jim. 4 rounds.
Yeah, I have him in front. I mean, okay, some rounds maybe the judges could see on volume towards the Spencer, but I've always thought the quality, the volume can overtake quality if it really overtakes it. But Spencer has never dominated at any time, really, whereas this fellow has several times.
Of course, Jim's scorecard unofficial. John Coyle of Wolverhampton, Richard Green of Florida, and Michael Pernick of Florida too are the judges. Roy Francis doesn't score for this. Malinga backs McCracken into the corner. That's where he wants him, so he can unload his power shots and the uppercut, but McCracken does well to get out of that. He's kept his gloves up well, hasn't he, McCracken?
And he always comes back with something. I mean, full credit to the guy. He always comes back with something good. Always comes back with the best he's got at that particular time.
But that was low, and Roy Francis is having a word with Spencer McCracken. The last warning, I think. Malinga looks tired all of a sudden. Very weary as they come back together. They touch gloves, and maybe McCracken senses that. He probably knows he's behind Spencer McCracken. Whether he's got the power to really do damage to Malinga, it hasn't looked like it.
No, as I say, there's every possibility it's tighter than I've got it with some of the scorecards, but I can't see any case for Spencer winning this. Some good rounds, he's having a good little spell at the moment here, but I've always thought that the quality work, quality punching from this fella.
It hasn't looked like it's been the inactivity that's been a problem, just maybe the power of Malinga.
Maybe not in the best of conditions. I mean, obviously your timing and your coordination, everything suffers when you're not in the best condition of your life. Maybe a little bit more notice.
The tape comes loose on Spencer McCracken's left glove. And both get a breather again. Malinga looks at his corner for help. The blood still trickling from his eye. And Spencer McCracken gets his rest. But Roy Francis brings them back together again. They meet in the centre.
Well, it's amazing they can find the energy to serve up such a good round this late in the fight. Neither guy has given an inch in this round.
The jabs of Malinga, like they did earlier in the contest, look stronger. Right uppercut and another right hand on the bell. McCracken took that well. He's got a great chin and he's got a great heart. But Jim, what has McCracken got to stop Malinga to win?
Well, on my card, certainly. I hope I'm wrong. And heavens knows I've been wrong plenty of times. I hope this is one of them. I just feel... I mean, when you look at the two guys in the corner, when you look at Spencer's face as he sits in the corner, he's down. I mean, if he was one round away from picking up a world title, you could tell in his face. I mean, he's sitting there. He's going to go out and do his best for the last round. He's going to see this through. But there's not a sign of a guy who thinks he's winning a fight. Malinga, on the other hand, they look fairly relaxed. They feel pretty happy. They'll just be worrying that the verdict they think is theirs comes their way. And I got to agree, in my card, Malinga has it in the bag.
Roy Francis says, let's go. 3 more minutes will decide the vacant IBO welterweight title. The crowd are on their feet, applauding the two boxers. They touch gloves once again, as they've been doing all through the contest. Terrific signs of respect. But Spencer McCracken needs to knock Malinga out, according to Jim. He'll have to go for it, McCracken. But he could leave himself open. That's the risk he's got to take. He took a risk taking the fight in the first place. He'll throw everything to the wind in this final round.
Always has trouble getting past that jab. Even if he gets his own punches home, the jab has already taken the sting out of his attack.
in there from Malinga. Seems to have had more power all night. That's not the McCracken's box particularly badly. He just hasn't had enough for this opponent.
McCracken's give it all, and you have to keep remembering too, it's not just a difference in strength and power. I mean, we said before the fight it was a tough match for Spencer right from the off. I mean, this guy is a quality fighter.
McCracken's giving it a go. Absolutely. Lefts and rights going in. A terrific finish as Malinga dabs that eye again. It's given him trouble all night, but he won't mind if he gets this title. Oh, terrific heart and desire from Spencer McCracken. He's waited so long, and he's not going to give up till the last second. A brave, brave effort from the Birmingham fighter at the age of 30, who stepped up in class to take on a hardened warrior in Peter Malinga. Malinga looks to his corner. He's tired. The crowd, Spencer, Spencer, Spencer again. They urge him in. Can he do it? He hasn't got long.
Not even a show of courage and desire here from McCracken. Unbelievable. Guys making 10 million quid a fight don't show this. De La Hoya in Trinidad a few weeks ago, $25 million, didn't earn it like this.
2 weeks' notice, and Spencer McCracken is having the fight of his life, but not the night of his life. I'm sure that the verdict will go to Peter Malinga. Roy Francis says well done to both. Jim, what's your final verdict?
Well, I gave McCracken the last round, but I think I'm scoring around at a time, so that the gentleman to the right of me is keeping my score, but I think I still have Malinga with 3 points, possibly.
Fight punches there, nearly 1,500, almost equal the amount landed, but Malinga...
Quality, if we're talking quality, we have to say Malinga's punching was always better.
There you are.
Knuckle part of the glove bang on. Yep, 3 points. But let's hope, as I said earlier, Adam, I mean, I think it would be a travesty if Malinga didn't win, but I would never complain if one of our own guys got a little break. I know what happens there. Part of me would like to see it, part of me wouldn't. I really feel Malinga deserves victory.
Whoever wins, it was a grueling, well-fought contest, which showed the heart of two terrific boxers.
Well, the fact that the punch stats had it so close, I mean, shows what McCracken put into the fight. But I just feel this fellow here, his quality, was always just kept him that little bit in front.
They said it was do or die, that he had to win this, Peter Malinga. Otherwise, he may be looking at retirement in South Africa after his bad stoppage defeat earlier this year. But has he got a title to his name now? Former South African welterweight champion, has he won the IBO welterweight version? Let's find out from our Master of Ceremonies, John McDonald.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 fantastic rounds of World Championship Boxing, the judges' scores are: John Coyle scored the contest at 117-111. Judge Michael Pernick scored the contest at 115-112. Judge Richard Green scored the contest 116-111. All 3 judges are in favor of the new IBO welterweight champion of the world from the beautiful country of South Africa.
It's gone to Malinga, and deservedly so. Jim Watt thinks. Spencer McCracken knows he lost to a better man on the night by 6 rounds, 3 rounds and 5 rounds. But what a tremendous effort McCracken made, and let's hope that he can go on from this to maybe a British title or something similar, because he showed tremendous heart.
Yeah, well, one thing I would say, that's the type of fight that can turn your career one way or the other. He put a wonderful performance. Everything about it was wonderful. He deserves something from it, not taking something from it. But you wonder if he'll sit down and wonder, well, I call it a day on that, because that was a real punishing night's work.
Well, we're breathless already after that opening bout from Coventry tonight. Thoughts of Robert McCracken, Spencer's brother, on what Jim's been saying should be interesting shortly, but well done to both men. Malinga may well go on even late in his career to become a force right across the world of boxing, we shall see. Now backstage, Ainsley Bingham's getting ready to go tonight. He is the reigning British light middleweight champion, but he too, like Spencer McCracken, is taking a risk, stepping up to middleweight tonight. And it's another South African job for him against Umpush Makambi. Bingham next. Heroes on both sides in our opening match tonight at welterweight. Spencer McCracken of Birmingham down in round 7 against the South African Peter Malinga, but he just refused to lose quietly. McCracken, remember, taking this fight at short notice tonight and giving it everything. Malinga struggling throughout with a quite serious looking cut over his left eye, but in the end Spencer unfortunately not able to deal with the very promising Malinga from South Africa. We may well hear more about him, a unanimous points winner for the IBO's welterweight title. Thoughts of Robert McCracken, who's with us in just a moment or two, but first Spencer has stayed at ringside. Adam Smith can talk to him now.
Well, Spencer, what a valiant effort. Really, at a fight you had 14 days notice for.
Yeah, 14 days notice. Yeah, I just proved that I could have had the heart and courage to go the 12 rounds. I think with 6 to 8 weeks notice might have been a different result, but full respect to Peter there, a really tough fighter.
Was he just too strong physically for you?
I think really I took the fight. I thought I'd be right. I wasn't strong enough. 2 weeks wasn't long enough to get down to the weight and get strong. I had to lose quite a bit of weight, and I didn't keep my strength. I think 6 to 8 weeks would have been a different fight.
You had him cut, and quite seriously.
Yeah, I had him cut, but his overall conditioning was a bit too much for me. I think that I wishful thinking 2 weeks, thinking I can go 12 rounds and beat a seasoned campaigner like that.
Well, your brother Robert is watching back in the studio. If you just put these cans on here, I think you'll be able to have a little chat with him. Robert, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing, Spence?
Sound, yeah.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think if you had a few more weeks' notice in the middle round, you could have got your punch rate up and maybe turn the fight around.
Yeah, it was just dragging the weight down 14 days. It was just a bit too much.
Yeah, he seemed very strong with his jabs and stuff, but I don't think it's nothing you couldn't overcome if you know you had the right preparation.
Yeah, I think if, like I say, if I had 6 to 8 weeks, I would have got strong at the weight and it would have been a different outcome. But full respect to Peter, he deserves it. He's been around long enough to finally get a world title.
He did us proud anyway. That was fantastic.
Yeah, it's up to you now.
Let's hope Robert gets his world chance as well, and let's hope we see you again, Spencer.
You will do. Hopefully for the British title.
Thanks very much, and bad luck tonight.
Okay.
Well, he's already been waiting for a couple of years. It might be another couple, and it's sadly a McCracken family trait at the moment. More on that later. How will the result affect him over the next few days? Will he start to think, as Jim suggested, about maybe thinking about another form of making a living?
He's very positive. He was obviously a little bit swollen after the fight, but we all are. He took the fight on short notice. He figured, he doesn't get any breaks and he had nothing to lose. Like he says, he wants to fight for the British title. The fella has already stopped the former British champion in 5 rounds. So in perspective, he can go on and win the British title comfortably, I think.
Was that the best man he's faced in his career so far?
By a million miles. He'd fought Paul Samuels and Dennis Berry, but this fella was like 3 step-ups. But I think he quitted himself really well on the night, and he can come again.